Welcome to Narcissism Freedom. Whether you're coming back or joining us for the first time, I'm truly honored you're here. This is a healing space for those who've experienced narcissistic abuse and are seeking clarity, peace, and spiritual renewal. If you've ever felt like your sense of self was slowly stripped away by someone who claimed to love you, this message is for you. Today we're talking about something subtle but deeply damaging: how narcissists brainwash you to doubt yourself. The process doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow unraveling of your voice, your confidence, and your God-given clarity. By the time you realize something's wrong, you're already questioning everything. At first, narcissists often seem charming, attentive, even protective. You might have felt chosen or uniquely understood. But what began as admiration turned into control. They didn't start with harsh words or outright manipulation. Instead, they planted seeds, little phrases, expressions, tones that made you pause, made you question, made you wonder if you were the one misinterpreting reality. They may have said things like, "You're too sensitive," "That never happened," or "You always make things worse." At first, you try to explain or defend yourself. But over time, their words become louder in your mind than your own thoughts. You begin to shrink emotionally. You stop trusting your instincts. That's not love, that's programming. The narcissist's goal is control, but not through strength, through confusion. Gaslighting is one of their most potent tools. It's not just lying. It's designed to wear down your grip on reality. You remember something clearly, but they tell you it didn't happen. You feel hurt, but they say you're being dramatic. You sense disrespect, but they claim you're imagining it. Over time, you begin to second-guess everything, even your own emotions. The enemy loves confusion, but God does not. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 33 says, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." So when you're living in a constant mental fog, walking on eggshells, doubting your worth, that's not divine order. That's a tactic of bondage. The narcissist conditions you to disconnect from yourself so they can control the narrative. But God is here to reconnect you with the truth. You were never the problem. That lie was part of the program. You were not too much. You were made in the image of God, with emotions, insight, discernment, and a spiritual calling. The narcissist couldn't handle your light, so they tried to dim it by making you question your very being. But here's the truth. What God planted in you is untouchable. Romans 12 verse 2 reminds us, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." That's what healing from narcissistic abuse is: a complete renewal, a transformation, a breaking of strongholds that were never yours to carry. Let's be honest. This programming doesn't just vanish the day you walk away. Even after the narcissist is gone, their words echo. Their voice lives in your mind, disguised as your own. That's when the real work begins, the work of deprogramming, replacing their lies with God's truth, learning to hear your own voice again, learning to trust it. You may have been taught that love means sacrifice, that setting boundaries is selfish, that speaking up is aggressive. But those were distortions. Real love doesn't require your silence. Real love doesn't gaslight your spirit. God's love honors who you are. It strengthens your identity. It brings peace, not confusion. You were brainwashed into believing you had to earn your worth, beg for love, or stay small to keep the peace. But peace built on suppression is not peace at all. It's captivity. And you weren't made to live in captivity. You were made to live in truth. Psalm 34 verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." If you feel like your spirit was crushed by the narcissist's manipulation, know this: God has never left your side. Even when you were most confused, He was already preparing your awakening. When God starts to renew your mind, the lies start to fall off. Suddenly, what once confused you becomes clear. What once hurt you now strengthens you. What once held you hostage now fuels your freedom. That is the divine reversal. The same programming the narcissist used to break you becomes the blueprint for your deliverance. Here are a few signs that you're breaking the programming. You no longer accept blame for someone else's behavior. You begin trusting your gut again, even when others question it. You feel a rising urge to protect your peace. You no longer fear being misunderstood when you stand in your truth. This is evidence that your spirit is healing. And let me remind you, the narcissist didn't win. They may have twisted your thoughts, silenced your voice, and blurred your truth for a season, but they couldn't destroy what God preserved. Your clarity is your comeback. Your healing is your testimony. And your voice, the one they tried to erase, is now a weapon of light for others still trapped in darkness. If this message spoke to you today, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone else who needs clarity, and subscribe to the Narcissism Freedom channel so this message can reach even more hearts. If you feel led to support the growth and awareness of this healing work, the donation details are in the description below. Your mind is sacred ground, and no one, no matter how charming or persuasive, has the right to plant lies there. God is replanting truth, rebuilding your inner world, restoring what was stolen. Comment 777 if you're reclaiming your voice and breaking free from mental and spiritual programming. Stay rooted, stay discerning, and most of all, stay free.